Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. For those of you just joining us for the very first time, my name is Stephanie Canada. Yes indeed, just like that country. And no, I don't live there. If you enjoy vintage, sewing, thrifting, all with heavy doses of sarcasm and a heavy dose of not taking myself too seriously, please do click that subscribe button now. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Mr. Jason T. Smith, a good friend of mine, always likes to ask me whether or not I've heard of this band or this record. Normally my answer is no, because my musical knowledge ranges from opera, musicals, and things pre-1950. I know I'm weird. So I asked him if he wanted to do a little video with me, because record albums are really quite beautiful, even though I own approximately 10, and a record player that isn't actually plugged into anything. But he has a vast wealth of these records and LPs. That's the same thing. Yeah, it shows you how much I know about this stuff. And so what we're going to be doing today is we are going to do a live stream with him and I, and you get to see my reaction to all these crazy album covers that he has. Just so y'all have a little bit of idea who this gentleman is, his name is Jason T. Smith, also known as Jason Thrifts. He has been thrifting for his entire life and reselling for the past 20 years. Y'all, he was on eBay in the good old days. I was not. His passion for thrifting actually ended him up with his very own TV show on Spike a few years back. It did run for a few seasons called Thrift Hunters, so if he looks familiar, that might be why. Or it could be because he's one of the professional sellers that you will see quite often on history's Pawn Stars. When he's not on TV, you can find him on YouTube doing one of two shows. One is Being Thrifty Over 50, which is on Sundays, and the other is called Thrifty Business. That one might sound familiar because if you've been along for the ride for a little bit over on my Instagram, you'll know that I was one of his guests on Thrifty Business, as well as a co-host. But the best way to find him really is over on his Facebook group called the Thrifting Board. This is a completely free group and currently over 57,000 members, where we all, including myself, encourage each other, help each other, all learning along the way so that we can all become better thrifters together. So folks, grab your coffees, buckle in, and let's go look at some crazy record covers with Mr. Jason T. Smith. Well, hello, Mr. Jason T. Smith. How are you today?
Good, Stephanie Canada. How are you today?
I am great. It is cloudy because Florida hates me today, so here we are. You look fantastic. I look drab. But c'est la vie. We're doing it anyway.
Florida clouds, what's that? We don't have clouds in Nevada.
No, is it rain o'clock? It's rain o'clock. So I'm sure momentarily I will go a tinge of blue and it will just be what it is.
It's heat o'clock here every day, so you know.
For those that don't know, Mr. Jason T. Smith lives in Vegas, so we both live in hot, just different varieties.
Yes, yeah, no humidity here, and no clouds, and no rain for that matter. You haven't seen rain in like 187 days or some craziness.
I haven't seen rain in 187 minutes.
Yeah, pretty close.
That's the same, right? All right, so I'm sort of wondering why exactly you want me to react to these things, other than the fact that apparently, according to my husband and my friends, my facial expressions are sort of impressive. Also, because I'm assuming I am, what's the word? Terrible at naming bands and or knowing any bands ever, and you just like to poke at me?
That part's playing no role today, because I'm really, some of the bands, a couple things you'll know, but not many people know. But since you're all about, older fashions and making them and the patterns, there is a whole contingency of people who collect records who don't listen to the music at all. They collect them for what's on the cover. I know it's very weird, and no one ever thinks about that, because sometimes, like, you're out thrifting and you see some records that, of course, that's, it's Zeppelin, it's Beatles, I'll buy some of that. Maybe someone will want it. But then you look at these weird things, you're like, oh, that music's probably going to stink. But that cover, oh my God, glorious. So here's the prime example. So I collect a lot of things Hawaiian and Tiki. Okay. This record, the music's fine. There's nothing to write home about. But this cover, here, I'm going to make myself bigger here. This cover is absolutely glorious because...
Oh my God. Is that a banana in a hula skirt?
Oh, it sure is.
And the little pineapples on the bongos. Do 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 do. Boo. Yeah.
So most people will buy this not for the music, but of course, how cool would this look framed and hung up in your little tiki lounge in your house?
Absolutely.
But let's talk a few bands that you do know. How about some Donnie Marie? Look at those outfits. Look at.
Oh my gosh, she's got the little like fake torn hem situation. And they're matching wow, there's a lot happening. There's a lot to unpack in this, and I don't know if I really want to, because I'm pretty sure all the polyester, I can literally feel it oozing onto me. Whoa.
And it was signed to me by Donnie because I was on a game show many years ago and he was the host.
Oh my goodness. That is
impressive.
impressive.
Another reason to buy records. In case you're ever on a game show with a famous singer, buy a record, have him sign it.
Yeah, why not?
All right, you know the Talking Heads? I would assume you do.
I know of them. I cannot tell you what they've done.
All right, but I think you will thoroughly enjoy the crossing of patterns on the back of this album cover.
Oh my god, the pattern mixing is intense in that situation. And what are those hats? It looks like you're wearing an actual tinfoil hat, sir. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Yeah, that's David Byrne. He's the lead singer and the leader of the Talking Heads. But yeah, this was just on my desk for another reason, and it happened to be laying on its back. I'm like, oh my god, the mixing of patterns. All right. We were just, before we did this, we were talking 70s and denim.
Yep.
Look at these two gentlemen.
Oh, that is some acid wash jean and jean situation with some patches, and the crotch is a thing that's happening there.
Yeah. I mean, everything in this album cover, though. Look at the fringe on the lamp.
I know, there's so much happening.
All right, so I collect a lot of things Hawaiian. So I have a majority of my collection of vinyl is Hawaiian records. Some for the music, and some of the music is just god awful. But man, when you have fashions like that, I mean, look at the skirts, or I should say the lava lavas, as they're called.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, the couple getting off the plane, not that exciting, but
I mean, a good fitted, nice suit, very bland, and then you have the people that are like, yeah, what? We know fashion.
Are you familiar with Connie Stevens?
No.
Old-timey actress.
No.
She was on a show called Hawaiian Eye. It was a detective show based around Hawaiian tikis. Of course.
Of course.
Look at this top she has on.
Oh my gosh. You know what's really terrible? I think I've had that fabric before. I think I've actually had and sold that exact fabric. That's awesome.
And then there was a lot of singing groups where there was like 2 to 4 or 5 guys, and of course, like the Jackson 5. Look at the sleeves.
Oh, the sleeves.
Look how much extra material on this dude's sleeve.
You know, actually, that's actually not a whole lot of extra. I've seen way more extra fabric than that. But the fact that they are... The thing I appreciate is they're not all like the 1970s stick figure. Because, you know, a lot of times, like, people just wear and so, like, those guys are clearly shocking real people.
Oh, wait for it. Look
Yes.
at the collars. Look how long.
That is a lot happening there. So much starch.
Yeah, that's a big old tap of cloth on their vest there. Now, you ready? Brother, sister, or husband, wife? Not sure.
Yeah. Between the hair, the outfits, we're gonna have a little coffee for that one.
So funny enough, I'm getting ready to do this with you, and I'm pulling out some things, and I pull out the grand dam of Hawaiian clothing, Hilo Hattie.
Oh, Hilo Hattie!
And here's the craziest part. So I pulled this out. 2 seconds later, I sold a Hilo Hattie shirt on eBay.
It's all circular. It's like you touch something, the universe is like, sure, here you go.
So if you don't know, if you're watching this, you don't know, Hilo Hattie kind of created didn't create the dress, but the stores are all named after her that carry all the Hawaiian outfits and dresses and muumuus and Hawaiian shirts throughout Hawaii. So there she is in all her glory.
That's amazing. I love that.
And then you got to have your tap of cloth bikinis.
Oh. All right.
Never felt Tappa cloth? It is not soft.
No, it is not. No.
Very rough.
Yep.
So I can't imagine ever having a bikini top of Tappa cloth.
I mean, okay, there probably is a lining situation somewhere in there.
Probably, but when you're like touching it on your outside, it's like that's not nice. That's
other fun fact, when that stuff gets wet, it gets side of saggy town. It also wouldn't stand up to much water. So that's just for sunbathing situations, I do believe.
taking pictures for album covers is all it's for.
Or that.
All right, Annette Funicello.
Know the name.
So she became famous on the Mickey Mouse Club back in the 50s.
That's why I know the name. Okay.
And she had all the surf movies with Fabian, I think. And so this is her Pineapple Princess. I mean, but it's an amazing.
Oh, no way. Check that out. Look at that pineapple print.
Yeah. To find this dress would just be like, okay, I found one of the coolest things. I can retire now.
Yeah, right? Like, I would wear that. Although, clearly, she and I, very different sizes.
Now, do you know Elvis? Have you heard of Elvis?
Now, that one, I there's something in the back of my brain. I feel like I know who that is.
Because we cannot talk fashion on album covers without bringing up. Right? And probably one of the most, if not the most famous Hawaiian shirts. Maybe this one and Tom Selleck from Magnum PI.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but this shirt is so iconic with this movie and this album. Cool. It's been re-released. It was done by Alfred Shaheen, who invented the Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah. And Alfred Shaheen things just like, anytime I find an Alfred Shaheen, I am like doing a little dance. Unless they're torn like mine is in my closet because I took it to a dry cleaner that wasn't nice to it.
Oh no.
Yeah, then we switched dry cleaners real quick.
Based on your knowledge, you might not know this person, but a lot of people who are watching this video probably will. Now this, ignore the stupid cutout of this cover, but here she was just a model. She became a very famous a very famous TV actress, and that would be Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh my God, that is.
Yeah. So I thought you'd dig that.
No way, that's amazing.
Look at the ruffles. Come on now.
I think it's like oversized glitter or sequins on there, like the little metal studs. See the sequins, yeah. Holy cow.
All right, so I'm going to show you an artist you have never heard of. So I'm not even going to quiz you. But here's a fun little thing I like to do.
All right.
When we're done making this, and if you're watching this, go do this afterwards. Finish the video first. Go to YouTube and look up Mrs. Miller and look up two songs, Yellow Submarine and These Boots Are Made for Walking. This is Mrs. Miller. This is your 1962 choir teacher, and she was a hit artist on Capitol Records.
Oh my.
So the look on your face, that's how she sounds. And when you go listen, yes. So this top, not that exciting. She's had many records. This outfit, not that exciting.
Oh, mama.
Are you ready?
I don't know if I am. I really don't.
You might want to hold on to your chair for this outfit.
Oh, God.
And green brownies?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Now, here's the fun little trick. When we're allowed to go back to places like bars, some bars have internet jukeboxes, meaning you can pay $1 for a song from pretty much any album ever released. And so what you do is you dial up Mrs. Miller, you play either Yellow Submarine or These Boots Are Made for Walking, and then you watch the reaction around the bar because people know the song and they start to sing and then they go, ugh, what is this?
Very confused.
And then... So you enjoy that as the person who played the little prank, and then you put in your $5 to play the whole album, and then you leave.
You leave, yeah. I'm like, how many people do you determine that you hate in the bar and then leave?
So some people will buy that for the fashion. Now, just to show you some more examples, like I said, most people buy albums for music, but those that buy it for other reasons. The music on here is fine by Johnny Coco.
All right.
Roma is fine too, but here's the difference with these two. These are recorded at very famous, long gone tiki palaces. This was the Luau 400,
Yeah.
It's at a place called Hawaii Kai in New York City. So I have these solely because they were recorded at a Polynesian dinner theater.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. The music's fine. But it's not like, oh my God, it's the best. But the fact that it came from an old tiki bar, that's why awesome. I have it. And then thinking about some of my other friends who collect, I have one friend who collects album covers that have crazy food on it, like this. Have a swim, get your cold cuts.
Oh my gosh. At least it's the cold cuts and not like the disastrous Jell-O molds.
And then if you liked it enough, here's a big old close-up.
Oh my God. Oh, you can see the, there's so many things in there I just would never, ever put in my body. No thanks.
But that's the kind of thing that no one ever really thinks about. Like, some people collect it for food. I've got surfer friends who have a ton of these records. Some of the surf music is really good, but any old surfboard on it, they'll pick it up and hang it in their man cave, their surf room.
Oh, okay. I was like, why are we collecting this? Surfboards. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a fine dress on, but it's the surfboard that the surfers are like, whoa. And then, it's like with me with tiki mugs. I'm not a surfer, but they'll see that like, oh, that's a 12-footer, do. And I'm now, here's a prime example of a record I just bought. Just came out 3 weeks ago. I'll never play it. I solely bought it for the look of it.
Okay.
Now, it's Motorhead, which pretty much most people know the heavy metal band Motorhead.
Yeah.
Their big song is called Ace of Spades. Okay.
Yeah.
And the record is shaped like the Ace of Spades.
Oh.
That's the record.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And most people don't know about shaped records. Now, I love the band. I like the song. But this was such a cool record. I wanted to have it just to put it on display in my office near the rest of my music.
That is very cool.
All right, so I wanted to end with this just to really demonstrate how nutty some people are with music. So my mom has a kind of tiki house, as my wife and I do. And one time I'm home, this is many, many years ago, I'm going down in her basement. Oh, basements, things we don't have in them.
Oh, I miss a good basement.
I know. But going down the stairs, she had put all her different versions of South Pacific up on the wall going downstairs. And I said, I'm going to steal that idea, because we had just bought a new house in Vegas and we had 2 guest bedrooms. So one was the vintage Vegas guest bedroom.
Nice.
The other one was the South Pacific bungalow guest bedroom.
Ooh.
And so this would be what you would think of for the cover of the South Pacific record. And so you get these fun little frames and you put them in there.
Yeah.
Pick them up at craft stores, find them on, Craigslist and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And hang it up. But this is the normal one. We are up to 72 different versions of South Pacific on our walls.
Wow.
And guess what? I have listened to 0 of them. Now, I like the musical. I've seen it on Broadway. I've seen the movie. I could sing you every song. But in this case, I'm just buying them to decorate a room, and I keep framing and hanging them up. And when I was trying to figure out ones to grab to bring, here's the couple I brought because, of course, look at that dress.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's good.
Isn't that crazy?
That is awesome. I love the giant floral. And, man, the support structure underneath that one to hold it up.
And then, although you can't see a lot, man, look at that. That is great.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little tease.
You can see the gingham and like the little, it's like a sheer overlay. Oh, that's a good fit and player right there.
And then, this happened a lot back in the days. They would do photo shoots with models. So when I was grabbing the South Pacific records, bringing it over, I noticed something I hadn't noticed before. So back in the 50s and 60s, they would take a lot of pictures of models, like that Mary Tyler Moore, and then this record company would buy it for this album, and this record company would buy it for this other album. Oh, yeah. So there's a couple models and a couple photo shoots that ended up on different record labels. And I noticed, which I had not noticed till I was getting ready for this. So I had this South Pacific one. It's a great little, bikini top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here she is on a totally different record label in the full outfit. So they took the photo shoot and then they sold it off to whoever needed it for their album cover.
Wow. That's cool.
And in case you don't know, this is a 12-inch record and this is a 10-inch record, which is a tad smaller.
Oh, okay.
So if you weren't aware, there's also 10-inch vinyl.
I was not. I realize that shocks you.
No, not a bit. That does not shock me in the least. But like I like watching your videos to learn, I like to teach others too.
I appreciate that. And I've got a little surprise for you.
Oh, I like surprises, I think.
So you inspired me, and I decided to go into my wee little record collection and show you some things.
Oh, yay.
So
I don't know this record.
This is a 1970s band, because that's what all of my parents' stuff is. But you can see them like trying their darndest to be like the 40s and the 30s. All in polyester.
Yeah, see, we're gonna go over here and do this, you see?
Right? Like the Bonnie and Clyde aspect. Now, okay, just for giggles, have you heard of John Denver? This is what my parents like raised me with, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had a lot of John Denver on file at our house too when we were kids.
Like that shirt, just the little squeak of the polyester there. I just was like, oh yeah. If we're doing a fashion reaction here, I'd need to show you some of the ones that I have in my wee little stash.
Wild would be so amazing. Like the John Denver shirt!
And then, of course, there's a lot to unpack with this one.
Oh yeah, Moody Blues.
Like, you got some Einstein situation, you got some fashion something happening down there.
Yeah,
and then, of course,
cover.
Yeah, the back one with the little beach tents, but it's like looking into the sky. There's a lot to unpack here, and we don't got time for that.
And we got this, and then we got this, and then we got this.
Right. And there are sometimes, like, you know that feeling when you're walking through Goodwill or any thrift store, and you walk past something, you're just like, you are vintage.
You are coming home.
You are coming with me, thank you. Well, I don't have the exact coat at the dry cleaner I trust, but I do have something very similar to this guy with like the top stitching. I think this might be like a vintage jean jacket, but mine's like a raincoat, but it's good. And I saw this and I was like,
glorious.
Yeah. It's amazing.
What's that guy's name? I don't know him either.
Lobo.
I don't know Lobo.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you know, I've been working my way through a record collection of 7,000 records, a lot of it from the 70s. And I was a kid in the 70s. I was really a teenager of music in the 80s. But man, I'm like, there is so much music that came out that I'm like, who? And I know a lot. And I'm just like, who are all these people?
You know what's funny? Yeah. I actually very expected, like, everything I showed you, you'd be like, oh, I know this, and they have this and this. And so the fact that I've pulled some that you actually don't know is real. I'm like, oh, look at me. I found some he doesn't know.
Lobo's my uncle. Just kidding.
All right. I don't have many more, but the last two are kind of my favorites.
All right, let's see it. Frankie Valli. Man, the sparkles on that shirt. Oh, I've never seen that one.
Sparkles. Like,
wow.
He has got some serious bling going on. And this is my favorite, mainly because this cover gives me like a 90s vibe. But I did check the date. It is from 1978.
All right.
But these ladies know what they're doing.
Oh, a taste of honey. They're so good. You know what you're in for when you put that on just by that cover alone.
Right? Like the split sleeve and everything.
Like on this cover, what am I in for? He's got a leather with no shirt and ice skates. I don't know what I'm in for here. I'm really not 100% sure. And then, whoa, the sparkles on the back.
Ooh. And the feathering. The feathering.
Well, taste of honey, you know exactly what you're in for. You're in for a sexy good time with music.
Right?
Patrick Duvet, not real sure. I got a feeling I'm going to be confused by what's on this record.
I am sure of that.
See the fun you can have with vinyl. We didn't even listen to nothing. Look at the fun.
I know, right? All right, and I just want to thank you so much, Jason. So I don't know, normally people do like 30 seconds, but go ahead and throw a promotion right here. What you got?
So I like to teach people about selling online, making money. Some people do it for their full job. Some people do it for a little extra income. And I'm teaching about records. I'm teaching about why you should buy this or not buy this. And the class is, if you just go to www.flippingvinyl.com, vinylrecords.com. It's a free class, and I'm going to basically just give you the 5 basics: what to find, where to find it, how to research it, how to sell it, and how to ship it. Even though it's pretty, the last part, how to ship it's pretty quick. It's a very important lesson because this is a lot different than shipping a t-shirt.
Yeah. T-shirts, I can just like bag, label,
throw them in the bag, and you're like, see, a little bit more work involved. But I'm teaching a class on, and what I wanted to demonstrate was not everyone who buys records buys it for the music. Most of the stuff I showed you, I've never listened to ever. I probably never will, but it's hanging up, it's on display, it's things I like to look at. It's art to me, and it's art to other people. So don't always look at records as just music.
Very cool. All right, my friend. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, coming on over, joining my fabric stashed and sewing little niche world. That's the one I wanted. Yike. Niche, never mind. We're just gonna stop. So thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. It's always fun doing things with you, and I thoroughly enjoy your channel. So if you're seeing Stephanie for the first time, subscribe right now.
Yeah, thanks so much, friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Jason T. Smith on YouTube as well.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching, folks. See y'all next time.
Keep on rocking.
Okay, now, microphone, we're gonna have a talk. You and me. Good day, right? Okay, glad we had that chat. Has on occasion, words, where thrifters love to be a better seller and online presence. That's not a sentence. Encourage and help others learn, be better online sellers. Not helpful. When he isn't busy on television, you can find him on his YouTube channel. That was so forced. When he's not on television, you can find him on his 2 channels. 1 channel, 2 shows.
But when you listen later, message me because he'll be like, oh my God.
I can't set that there. The microphone's right there. I should not set that on top of patterns. This is going well.